Thanks for being here. Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. Appreciate your presence and your interest. We are today announcing an extraordinary step that is also quite necessary, one that speaks to the urgency and gravity of what's happening inside Los Angeles County's juvenile halls. For the first time in the history of California DOJ, we're asking a court to place a public institution, in this case Los Angeles County's juvenile hall system, into receivership. This would mean transferring full operational authority over the juvenile halls from the county to a court-appointed receiver, someone who can make the critical changes that the county has repeatedly been unable to make. Someone who has the independence, the tools, and the mandate to finally bring these facilities into compliance. Let me be clear, this is a last resort, but it's also the one path left to protect the safety, dignity, and basic rights of the young people in these facilities. And let me also be clear about this, we're committed to seeing this through. Despite our efforts, the county remains out of compliance with 75% of the terms in the judgment my office secured back in 2021. That's not just a paperwork issue, that's a public safety crisis. Here's what's happening. In just a 6-month period, 69 youth-on-youth fights were allowed or facilitated by probation staff, impacting 143 young victims. Multiple youth at Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall have overdosed, even after the court ordered stronger contraband controls. Youth are missing critical medical appointments, and security cameras remain inadequate, and key footage goes unreviewed. The Board of State and Community Corrections has declared both Los Padrinos and Barry J. Nydorf juvenile halls unsuitable, and the juvenile court has already ordered one facility to depopulate. These are not isolated incidents. These are systemic failures, failures that put lives at risk and violate the fundamental rights of youth in custody. We did the work, we followed the process, and we gave the county numerous opportunities to fix this on its own. Since 2021, my office has been working to bring Los Angeles County into compliance with the stipulated judgment we secured after an extensive investigation into unsafe and illegal conditions at these juvenile halls. About a 3-year investigation started in 2018, and we got the stipulated judgment in January of 2021, 4.5 years ago. Over the last 4.5 years, we've been working every day to try to get the county to comply. We filed a motion to enforce and multiple stipulated remedial orders to strengthen the judgment. We expanded the monitoring team, which has offered extensive training and technical assistance to the county. We strengthened accountability measures, increasing oversight and direction through additional court-ordered judgment terms. We've conducted site visits to see conditions firsthand, and hundreds of interviews followed by demands for change in practice, change in training, change in policy. And we consistently engage with the county directly in every way possible to help them come into compliance. This wasn't a rushed decision. We didn't skip steps. We built a record. We exhausted the different options. And at every turn, we've prioritized accountability, transparency, and due process. But we've also reached a point where the county's inability to reform the system is causing harm, and continuing to wait is no longer an option. That brings us to today. Because all other options have failed, we're seeking the appointment of a receiver, someone with the full authority to manage staffing, to manage budgets, procurement, oversight, and safety protocols. A receiver can do what the county has not: implement the needed changes and protect the youth and the staff who want to help young people do better. And we're not stopping there. We're also asking the court to order the county to establish a compensation fund for the youth who were harmed while in custody to help pay for medical treatment, educational services, and other forms of redress. These young people deserve more than our outrage. They deserve meaningful action and real accountability. And the people of LA County also deserve juvenile justice facilities that can produce real results. Young people who receive the rehabilitation, the support, and the education to choose a better path. We didn't want to be here, but we can't ignore the reality that we face. When youth in our justice system are being harmed, when those who are supposed to protect them instead endanger them, we must act. Receivership is the only path forward that ensures their rights, their safety, and their futures are no longer subject to institutional failure. As California's Chief Law Enforcement Officer, I'm committed to ensuring every youth in California's juvenile system is treated with the care, the dignity, and the protections they deserve. Before I open it up to questions, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the dedicated team in my office who've been leading this work for years now and continue to do great work. Caitlin Martinez-Hall, Trinidad Ocampo, Christopher Medeiros, Shannon Kitten, Laura Fair, Virginia Corrigan, Michael Newman, and Damon Brown, a dedicated, committed team of public servants who I'm grateful to serve with. Thank you, and now I can take any questions that you might have.